Hey everyone, and thank you for joining us in this week's Spotlight On interview. This week's going to be a little bit different. I'm joined again by artist out of Vicksburg, Lindsay Carraway, and we were talking about how we should go about promoting the Hope Show. If you don't know, the Hope Show is a group exhibition of Mississippi contemporary artists that we collected and put online for everyone to enjoy. We were talking on the phone and trying to brainstorm different ways, and she said, you know what, just hit the record button. So here that is. Enjoy.
This call is now being recorded.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
Hey, Lindsay.
hey, what's up?
Hey.
So, okay, let's talk about the Hope Show. Let's talk about how we had the idea for the Hope Show.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you had this idea for the Hope Show. Where did it come from?
Well, I think the first inspiration I had for the Hope Show was really taking a look at, even though the show is not at all focused on election or voting or anything like that, it's just how strong of oppositions that there were for the election. And it made me think of the different ways that people have been using things in the past to kind of spark things on one side or another, or just rally people together and all that kind of stuff. Artists do it all the time. And the one of the big things that I thought of was hope, because that was, you know, famously one of the Obama posters from
Oh, yeah.
Shepherd Ferry.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Fair.
yeah, it was, you know, and it was at the time, you know, depending on what side you were on, it was either extremely fulfilling or very almost devastating to look at because of your views. And then I got to thinking about all the different views that people have in hope in general, and how my personal views don't even have anything to do with politics or, you know, anything like that. And they're not as pretty as, you know, somebody else's views. So that got me thinking, well, what kind of views do we have in Mississippi with our artists? Because, you know, doing the interviews, I've gotten to talk to, you know, up to 16 different artists now, and we're all just so different. So I wanted to take that same term and give it to them and have it, I guess, represented through their life, you know, how they feel about this one term that can be taken in so many different ways. So, yeah, I guess that's where it kind of came from.
And let's talk about how this whole project started. So, you had an idea, and like a dancing sprite with no inhibitions, I took your thoughts and said, hey, horses, and let's make this work. And you and I did. We we somehow convinced a fabulous group of some of the most talented artists in the state of Mississippi to come play with us and make a show and make wonderful art for the Hope Project. And how lucky are we? How lucky are we that we're that convincing?
Well, you know, and I really get to put that all of that ball in your court, because, you know, I moved back to Mississippi a couple of years ago, and I haven't had the opportunity to really reach out. My entire art career grew outside of Mississippi. And so you were really the one that was able to reach out and make those connections. I mean, I believe, how many of these artists do you personally know?
Well, actually, it's kind of weird because, you know, a lot of them I really don't know personally, but I feel like I know them personally because I've been following them, you know, along with them for so long on Instagram. And I feel like we know each other, like we communicate with each other, we support each other, we have much love for each other, and we uplift each other, you know, through the support that we have on Instagram. And I feel like, you know, I've made some super duper friends and a real support system. And so, I mean, that has really brought through, you know, the team that we brought, you know, for the Hope Show. So, I mean, that was really cool. But it was just so neat that you had this idea and that everybody, you know, thought that it was worth it, and it is. It's so amazing that everybody had such a great different views of hope. I know not everybody was all, you know, rainbows and sunshines about it, which I thought was like really interesting. My piece is really vivid and bright, but it's not, you know, the message is really dark and gloomy. So I think that's kind of neat. A lot of different other artists had, you know, different messages as well. And I mean, I thought that was just really cool how everybody took it to like a different level.
Yeah,
yours is pretty neat too. I really enjoy it. Like, it's super cool. I can't wait for people to check it out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a ton of really interesting takes. We have photography, we have sculpture, there's paintings, and one of the ones that I really thought kind of stood out with their artist statement and their art. I love Samantha Shannon Rodriguez, and her whole view and the way she explains how she feels about hope personally in the beginning, that really tend to resonate with me personally, because it's a very realistic view. And I like how she explored that. And of course she makes these amazing porcelain dolls that are just insanely beautiful. So that one was really interesting to me. What about you?
She does a lot of different things, and she's like multi-talented. Like, I look at her Instagram and I'm just like, wow, she does it all.
And she's Coffee Fox on Instagram.
Yes. I was really, really interested with just, man, there's so many people to choose from.
I know.
I really, really like Martha Ferris, Miss Martha. The fact that she used gouache, I mean, get out of here. Like, I only dream about using gouache. And she does a lot of things that are just out of this world. She uses a lot of different bright colors, and her composition is always just really on point, in the way that she uses shadows is just amazing. I really like her stuff a lot. I was really glad that she was a part of what we were doing.
So if you haven't had a chance to go and check out the show, you can go to thelittleyellowbuilding.com, and there's Hope links in places, or you can just thelittleyellowbuilding.com/Hope, and that'll take you directly to the show. But there's a couple of different ways that you can view it when you go in. You can go in and view it in a slideshow where you just see the art. You can go in and view it by artist, and it takes you through each artist, their piece, and kind of a breakdown of their statements. And then you can also check out the catalog. We have a catalog that you can even order printed copies of, and it's basically a book, a collection that was built for this moment of, I love collections and I love exhibitions and things like that, because it's a moment in time that's never going to happen again. This collection of art came together for this one specific purpose, and that's amazing to me.
And you have something tangible in your hand that you can have,
Yeah, exactly. So there's something like that you can have. But you can also flip through, and there's a digital version of it. So there's lots of different ways to kind of experience the show. Lindsay, I want to ask you, what did you think when I pitched this whole thing to you?
I thought
you
it was
didn't know
cool.
me from anybody.
I didn't know you at all. And it was kind of cool because, like, I really liked your vibe. I really liked our conversation that we had, because we had already had the interview through the Little Yellow Building.
So for anybody who's not heard before, I've got these Spotlight On interviews that I've been doing, and Lindsay was one of my first 5, I think, that I did, and that's how, like, I had followed her on Instagram, but the interview was when I really got to know you and talk to you and kind of start to kindle this friendship. Yay.
Yes.
But I had that interview, and then I turned around and said, do this.
Well, I just instantly I just instantly just loved you, and I just thought, oh my gosh, like, you have this idea, it's got to be fabulous, and it was, and you just had this feeling of like, okay, we're going to make it a book, and it's going to look like a book, and it's going to feel like a book, and it's going to flip like a book, and I just thought, how fantastic, how wonderful, and then you can buy it, and you can have it in your hands, and it just felt beautiful, and it reads beautiful, and I think that you did an excellent job. I think you're fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm excited about being able to do in the show and in any future upcoming show, the call for arts were free. I want to continue that because I know how, we as Mississippi artists struggle, and the most talented among us still struggle. It's
right.
not it's a real thing, and I want to make it affordable for anybody that has access to a computer and a cell phone or can get their artwork photographed to be able to participate in these virtual shows, because really it's, you accomplish things with one of two things, time or money. And right now I have time, and I've been able to go in and build these things, which I'm really excited about, just as another platform. But then the other thing that I'm excited about is that all the shows are filled with these links to the artists' accounts. You can go and find them on Instagram, and you've got a link directly to them, and you can purchase their artwork, but purchase it directly from the artist. They get 100% of the sales. They already have the art with them, so they're going to be shipping it and taking care of getting it to you anyway. So that's an exciting option for me. You and I we're in the gallery at the Little Yellow Building, and I'll handle that with commissions and things like that. But for these shows, I really want the artists to have the opportunity to not only gain a following based on their personality and their lives and their art, but be able to retain financial stability from that. That's important for me.
Right.
So hopefully everybody that comes and views one of the shows is going to be able to find, their new favorite obsession and go down the rabbit hole and, there's this art, and they look at the website and they've got T-shirts and, just keep going down and really being able to support these local artists that you're falling in love with. Because that's
and that's
the whole
what's so
goal.
beautiful about you is you support the art and you support the artist. And I think that is so beautiful about you, and that is so what makes you stand out from the rest. And I mean, I commend you. I just adore you so much. And I think that's what is going to make you work. I mean, it's amazing. And
I appreciate that.
The Little Yellow Building, like I said, so how do you accept donations when someone wants to give donations? How do you accept that?
Well, I mean, I'm a private business. It's not really a donation. It's, I am just me. I am one artist that has a building and a website and knows how to create a platform. So I'm not a nonprofit. I'm not anything like that. So it's not a donation. But if the artist, if anybody has art or makes a sale and would like to give back, just write a check, do a gift, go
awesome.
and buy a shirt, do something like that. If anybody wants to support the Little Yellow Building, so we can continue to do these things, there's different merchandise options. You've got some T-shirts that are available. You've got some pins that are available. But you can always just gift us. There's also, if someone's familiar with the Little Yellow Building, I started out teaching classes, and that's how I support, all of this, is that I have my art studio and I teach classes out of it, and that's kind of funding the rest of all these fun time things. So there's things like that are, I just got lost in my thoughts. There's things like that help support all of this going forward. So keeping, and this is for anybody in Mississippi, keeping your kids in the arts, supporting arts and growing will support me as well. Because when there's more kids and more parents and they want to be a part of all of this, that's going to help support the Little Yellow Building. That's going to help support you. That's going to help support everyone. You know, so it's not just one person trying to make money off of things. It's about creating a general uplifting of the arts so everybody can gain together. Did that even
Love
make
it.
sense?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
I tend to ramble and then forget where I am and catch back up, so I don't know if all my thoughts connected or not.
No, it's cool. I'm sitting over here drinking a Coke and coffee and tea, and I'm listening to you, and I love it.
Oh.
I have a question. So, can we talk about the upcoming stuff?
Sure.
Can we?
Sure. Yeah,
Or
why
no?
not? Well, how far do you want to talk? So first of all, for everybody, Lindsay and I worked really, really well together. I had a great time. She has this amazing perspective about art and, you know, all the different focuses. And she and I curated the show.
That's not
and
true.
now we're
I just feed him every time he comes to my house. That's the only reason.
And so now we've started to come up with these other shows, the shows that are in the future. We've already got one that I've got to call for art out, and it's called 21.
Right.
And it's all about, you know, the past 21 years. The year 2000 is turning 21 years old, and I kind of want to take a look back at everything, because from the year 2000, the world has changed drastically, with events and technology and, you know, everything. And so I wanted to invite Mississippi artists to give or to submit art from any time within the past 21 years, right, since the year 2000, but also to submit a story from that year, something that's a little personal. We ask for artist statements all the time, but this is a piece of your life. You know, if you can think of some story from the past 21 years and a year that it coordinates with, I want to hear it. I want to let other people hear it, and I want to share your art with them. You know, the art doesn't have, you know, if you tell a deer hunting story, the art doesn't have to be deer. It can be, you know, whatever your representation of that year was. But I want to collect this, and I think people should see it. You know, it's a mass experience of Mississippi artists.
Yeah, it's art, and it's a secret, and it's like it's a journal entry. It's everything. I love it.
It's everything. And
everything.
So this show is open to Mississippi artists, and there's not a limit to how many entries you can enter. You can go onto the littleyellowbuilding.com under call for entries. You'll see the 21, and you can enter directly from the website. I had on the previous, we used Google Forms, and that did not work out very well for a lot of artists. This way tends to be working out for everyone, so that's exciting. Hopefully there won't be any more hiccups in that. But yeah, it's just going on, and you can do everything from your phone or from your computer. You fill out the information, upload your picture, and you're good to go. But just make sure you include your story. And if you're not that comfortable with writing, reach out to me or reach out to Lindsay, and she'll get a hold of me, and we'll help. You know, it's not always about the perfect grammar, because I have horrible grammar. I have horrible spelling, but my stories are still worth telling. So that should not be a hindrance. So if anybody has any qualms about that, please, by all means, get in contact, because we will work with you. I will work with you.
And you've got that good computer that will fix anything. So, I mean,
well,
you can fix all my mistakes. You can fix anybody. I mean, we got it going on here, so that's amazing.
It says it fixes it, and then, but it fixes it to its standard, and its standard's above my standard. So there we go. Well, let's see. I think that's that's it for now.
Yay,
I
that's
know
it
that
for
we
now.
have more shows. Yeah, I know that we have more shows coming up in the next year. But I don't know if we should dip into those yet. Those need to stay a little private for now.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited about 21, especially building off of Hope and having, you know, seeing what the artists submitted and what they had to say. I'm now that I've heard a little bit about what they say, I'm really interested in the experiences that build up what they have to say. So I'm hoping that they kind of play well off of each other.
And I just think it's cool that, you know, we just have this time, you know. I mean, it's unfortunate that we have so much time, but it's cool that we have so much time. And I think it's cool that, you know, there's not a lot of pressure on the 21 show that, you know, we have 21 years of, like, pulling something that you can use.
Right. You know, and if you think back, what was I doing in 2000? You know, I was getting ready. I was at Colin. I was at my first year of community. Wait, no, I wasn't. I was still in high school. I graduated in 2001. Yeah, I was in high school. So if you think back about it, I didn't start my career really until well after I left Colin. So there's art back there. There's stories back there. It doesn't have to be brand new. It just needs to be special.
I learned in the last interview not to tell people my age or where I was during what year or anything like that. So I don't know what I was doing in the year 2000, but I'm sure it was fabulous. You were in high school, huh? Fabulous.
Well,
fabulous.
You know, I was. No, I don't mind. I've had a lot of life.
Great. You've had a lot of life,
and I've been a lot of places, and I'm happy with the fact that high school was that long ago.
Oh,
I don't think I can handle it being
I think I blocked it out. Like I don't even like remember like the fact
I
that
graduated
I was in
yesterday.
high school, like shoot me now.
Well, Lindsay, would you like to? Would you like to wrap up stuff by sharing any type of your thoughts on the show and why people should go see it?
The show is really a collection of statements about hope in a way that we should think about them from the light and airy to the dark and depressing. And I think it's worth checking out. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful show that Derek has put together. I just happened to be there. I'm excited that I got to be there. And everybody did a really, really spectacular job. I'm proud of it. I think everybody should check it out.
Yeah, I'm proud of it too. Well,
yeah.
Lindsay, thank you so much for calling and doing this with me and just helping me promote the show and helping me organize and finding artists. I cannot explain how amazing it was to see, you know, you saying, oh, this person's interested and this person, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, these people are incredible. How come I haven't been able to find them yet? And, you know, that comes with the networking, you know, and I just haven't been able to network like you have. And I've been finding all of these amazing people through you, and that's so awesome. So I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate everything that you've brought to the table and everything that you've contributed.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody that participated and everybody that took a chance on us and wanted to be a part of the show. And thank you, Derek, for being so awesome and for being so amazing and for having such a great vision and putting forth the effort and for just doing it, you know, because so much and so many times people have visions and they just they let it fall by the wayside, you know, and you did it. You know, you made it happen, and it's really beautiful, and you did a great, fabulous job. I'm really proud of you.
I appreciate that. I'm proud of us.
Thank you. Yay.
For everybody else, go and see the show. It's at thelittleyellowbuilding.com. There's lots of ways to see it. And keep a lookout for what we've got coming next, because you never know what we're going to come up with. All right,
Yay.
bye.
Bye.
Never know what we're going to come up with. All right,
Yay.
bye.
Bye.
Never know what we're